Welcome back to our channel, where we explore some of the most fascinating and interesting things in the world. Today, we delve into the violent tale of Ken Rex McElroy, a man whose notorious reputation still haunts the small town of Skidmore, Missouri. McElroy was known as the town bully. His life and death are a testament to the lengths that a community can go when pushed to the edge. McElroy was born on June 1, 1934, in the rural outskirts of Kansas, and he was the 15th of 16 children. His family was poor, and his education was limited, as McElroy dropped out of school in the 8th grade. Soon after dropping out of school, McElroy began getting into trouble with the law. His early life was marked by petty crimes, such as theft and burglary. Despite his troubled upbringing, McElroy was known to be intelligent and cunning. He had a knack for manipulating people and situations to his advantage. This early life likely set the stage for the reign of terror he would later inflict on the town of Skidmore, Missouri. As he grew older, McElroy became a man of many crimes. These crimes ranged from theft and assault to statutory rape. His reign of terror spanned over 2 decades, and he had over 21 indictments to his name, with only 1 conviction. His technique was simple, yet effective: intimidation. Despite his 21 indictments, McElroy seemed untouchable by the law. He often avoided conviction after witnesses refused to testify because he allegedly intimidated them. McElroy would frequently follow his targets or park outside their homes and watch them. All of this added to the town's fear and frustration. McElroy was known to steal livestock and grain from local farmers. He was accused of stealing alcohol from a local distributor and reselling it. He also stole from local townspeople, sometimes in broad daylight, and was rarely challenged due to his intimidating presence. McElroy fathered more than 10 children with various different women. He met his last wife, Trina McLeod, when she was 12 years old and in 8th grade, and he was 35. McLeod's parents initially opposed the relationship, but after McElroy burned down their house and shot the family dog, they reluctantly agreed. McLeod became pregnant when she was 14 and went to live with McElroy and his second wife, Alice. McElroy ended up divorcing Alice and marrying Trina, in order to escape charges of statutory rape. 16 days after Trina gave birth, both she and Alice fled to Trina's parents' house. According to court records, McElroy tracked them down and brought them back. When Trina's parents were away, McElroy went to their home, where once again he burned down the house and shot the McLeod's new dog. McElroy was indicted in June 1973 for arson, assault, and statutory rape. He was arrested, booked, arraigned, and released on $2,500 bail. Trina and her baby were placed in a foster care home, and McElroy would sit outside the foster home for hours at a time staring at it. In 1980, McElroy was again arrested, this time for attempted murder. The incident began when one of his children allegedly tried to steal candy from a local grocery store. This led to an argument between the child and a clerk at the store. McElroy then began stalking the family of the store's owner, Bo Bowenkamp. He eventually confronted and threatened Bowenkamp in the back of his store with a shotgun in hand. McElroy ended up shooting Bowenkamp in the neck, and Bowenkamp survived. McElroy was arrested and charged with attempted murder. This time, McElroy was convicted of assault at the trial, but he was freed on bail pending his appeal. Immediately after being released, McElroy went to a local bar, with a rifle with a bayonet, and made graphic threats about what he would do to Bowenkamp. This ended up being the turning point for Ken Rex McElroy and his reign of terror on Skidmore. By this time, local residents had grown tired and weary of McElroy and his threats. So they held a town meeting at the American Legion Hall to discuss how to protect themselves. Someone voiced the idea of trailing McElroy in a pack to prevent him from acting out, sort of a roving neighborhood watch. Many were in disbelief that McElroy had once again evaded punishment for his actions. During the meeting, McElroy arrived at the local bar. The townspeople decided to leave the meeting and surround McElroy at the bar. After McElroy finished his drink, he purchased a 6-pack of beer, left the bar, and entered his pickup truck. The first shot shattered the truck window and ripped through McElroy. Then, one of the men opened the passenger side door and ushered Trina to safety. The shooting continued for another 20 seconds and then stopped. A few residents walked up to the truck to peer inside. But no one bothered to call an ambulance. By the time an ambulance did arrive, it was obvious that no one had tried to help or provide medical assistance. In total, there were said to be about 30 to 46 witnesses. But only Trina identified a gunman. Every other witness was either unable to name an assailant or claimed to not have seen who fired the fatal shots. Trina was unwavering in her assertion that the killer was a man named Del Clement. Clement owned the local bar and had allegedly grown tired of McElroy driving away other customers. Clement had also been a victim of the McElroy livestock heists, and he was known to have a quick temper. Law enforcement and reporters tried several approaches to gather information from the local townsfolk. But still, no one was talking. FBI vehicles drove around town and would often stop at a local home. Agents and reporters sat in living rooms and kitchens, hoping to find a lead or detail to crack open the case, but they got nothing. After a year, the FBI announced they would be closing their investigation, and the DA declined to press charges. Missouri-based journalist Steve Boer described the attitude of townspeople as, "He needed killing." On July 9, 1984, Trina McElroy filed a $5 million wrongful death lawsuit against the town of Skidmore, County of Nottoway, Sheriff Danny Estes, the mayor of Skidmore, and Del Clement, the accused shooter. The case was eventually settled out of court by all parties for $17,600, with no one admitting guilt, for the stated reason of avoiding costly legal fees should the suit proceed. Trina ended up remarrying and moving to Missouri. The story has caught media attention from time to time throughout the years. In 1982, the CBS show 60 Minutes ran a segment about the story. In 1988, a book was written about it, and in 1991 it was adapted into a made-for-TV movie. In conclusion, the life and death of Ken Rex McElroy serves as a chilling reminder of the lengths a community can go when pushed to the edge. We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you feel that this form of vigilante justice was justified? Or did the town go too far? We'd love to hear what you think. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more intriguing content. Until next time, keep exploring.